News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Moinca Rix. That's your closing bell on Wall Street, and stocks fell on bets today that the Treasury's plan to curb borrowing costs is just a short-term fix. The Dow lost 704 points, down 1.3%. The Nasdaq slipped 1%, losing 264 points. The S&P was down 66. The two-year Treasury yield was up 2 basis points at 4.2%. The 10-year yield up 6 basis points at 4.7%, and the 30-year yield a little higher, up 5 basis points at 5.2%. President Trump's latest threat against Iran also sent oil prices higher today, with Brent crude over $93 a barrel. That puts the national average for drivers at $4.10 a gallon, according to AAA, but that could come down soon. The Trump administration authorizing an early shift today to the sale of wintertime gas blends. Officials say the move will help curb fuel costs and supply concerns stoked by the war in Iran by boosting domestic supplies by hundreds of thousands of barrels per day. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says increased buybacks of Treasury securities that were announced this week could be more than $4 billion per issue, essentially doubling the size of buybacks he just announced yesterday.
I'll be holding a press conference on Monday to talk about exactly what we're going to do. And again, we have asymmetric information, and I'm not sure why oil has popped up on this, because this, for now, and it is at the president's discretion. If we are doing the maximum economic pressure, then that means that likely there will not be a large-scale kinetic restart. But I would emphasize that is for now.
Bessent on CNBC. The impact in the market was short-lived, though, with U.S. 30-year bonds erasing gains from Bessent's earlier comments. Anthropic says it expects to match or beat the size of SpaceX's record-setting IPO as it preps for its debut as soon as the end of this month. The company says it's still running the numbers, but raised $65 billion back in May at a $965 billion valuation amid growing demand for AI. Bitcoin climbed higher today, up more than 5% to close to $73,000. And that comes as Robinhood co-founder and CEO Vlad Tenev spoke to Bloomberg on clearer, more permanent crypto rules. He says they'd give investors confidence that regulations won't shift with changing administrations.
There's a lot of talk about, what it would take for clarity to get over the line. The hope was that, we control what we can control. We can get some people who have maybe been sort of like reluctant to take a stance to get over the line and hopefully execute the passage in September.
Tenev says prediction markets will survive regardless of whether the Supreme Court sides with states seeking to regulate them, though he does note the industry may have to adapt to the legal outcome. Walmart just posted its slowest sales growth in 6 years, rising just 2.6% in the second quarter. The company's pharmacy business took the biggest hit from federal negotiations that led to lower drug prices, and shoppers overall cutting back on spending during the quarter. But Bloomberg consumer reporter Red Brown tells us the bottom line was surprising.
The size of the move also made me pause as well, because it's extreme, especially for Walmart of all people. So I think the reaction really is coming from this top line miss. So Walmart's U.S. same-store sales missed even the sort of most pessimistic outlook among analysts.
That's Bloomberg's Red Brown. You can hear the entire conversation on the Bloomberg Intelligence podcast. Walmart stock was down 9.2% today. Little change to Meta's stock today, but Microsoft shares were down 0.7% after Bloomberg learned Meta quietly became one of Microsoft's biggest AI customers. Bloomberg's Mandeep Singh says the social media giant has been spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year on AI models through Microsoft's Azure cloud.
Right now, I feel Meta is at a point where they really believe they can still train their model and get it to frontier level, the Muse Spark they released. And this use of Microsoft Cloud is likely, them benchmarking their model against what OpenAI has. And we know OpenAI is the most used model on Microsoft Azure, but Microsoft Azure hosts all types of models.
Mandeep Singh with Bloomberg Intelligence. He says Microsoft has been touting manufacturing and transportation companies as AI clients, but for now, most of its biggest customers are other tech companies. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Moinca Rix, and this is Bloomberg.